Execution by rats. A disgusting spectacle. And the execution itself was so horrific that I don't even know if you will be able to watch until the end. This simple, yet terrifying method of execution had several variations. In its most basic form, a bucket of live rats was placed on the bare torso of the victim, while the bottom of the container was heated. Frightened rodents would start frantically running over the person, tearing the skin and flesh with their claws. Small compared to a human, the rats still posed a huge danger. The first documented use of this method is associated with the Roman Emperor Nero. By his order, suspects were placed in barrels full of rats, with more and more added gradually. In India, the condemned were made to wear baggy pants tightly tied at the ankles, and filled with rodents. Searching for an escape, the animals would gnaw through the victim's groin area. In the Middle Ages, this method of execution was modernized. It is believed that the technique of placing a heated bucket or iron cage on the condemned person's abdomen appeared in medieval Germany. This method was usually used when the survival of the victim was not very important to the executioners. The torture worked like this: one or several rats were placed on the victim's abdomen and covered with a bowl or bucket, while hot coals were poured on top. Overcome by the heat, the rat tried to escape, but it was impossible to gnaw through clay, and even more so metal. The teeth could only penetrate the flesh beneath, and the rat, with relentless determination, began to make its way first through the skin and muscles, and then through the person's internal organs. In medieval London, there was a legend of a chamber below the level of the Thames, often called the Rat Dungeon. During the tide, water from the Thames would flood the chamber, bringing rats inside. Prisoners, chained to the walls, could not defend themselves against the rats. The horror was compounded by total darkness and the sound of rising water. Official tower records do not confirm its existence. This torture did not disappear even in the 20th century. In some South American countries, it was actively used roughly from the 1960s to the 1980s. This execution can arguably be considered among the cruelest. A person could literally feel themselves being eaten alive.